Today we're departing Tunisia, and the first stop was at the National Guard office. They just kind of had one form for me to fill out and stamp. Now I got to go to the customs, police, and marina. We leave. Not in a great mood now. It was 2.5 hours of bureaucracy to get out of here. And I searched the boat. I had the boat, like, finally, I spent all day getting it in order, everything put away, ready to go on a passage. And then they just like tore through the whole thing on their inspection. Like, what the hell? And then they just kicked me off the dock. So now I gotta go to sea like this and everything's gonna be on the floor. I had really nice people when I came in, so I give them credit, but then the people when I left were just assholes. It was horrible. The bilge smells horrible now. Sometimes it gets like this when the boat sits for a long time. And I guess it was sitting in Malta. It smelled a little bit when I left Malta, but it smells horrible here. I was only here 5 days in Tunisia, but maybe something different in the water, or I don't know. Pumped it out, so I probably should flush. Get a bucket of salt water and flush it out now. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. It smells so bad. Vane seems to be steering okay. That tiller, man, having that tiller play removed makes a big difference. Doing a lot better now. Got a new pad on the wind vane, new line here. Feeling pretty good. Doing 6 knots with a sharp plotter, heading the perfect direction on a beam reach. So we need to get to Malaga, Spain in 15 days to meet Annalene, my girlfriend. And the route I think I'm gonna go is, I think we're gonna head up near Sardinia. I might stop in Sardinia. And then from there to the Balearic Islands, like Palma and Mallorca, which Balearics, I think, would be 600 miles, 500 or 600 miles from where we are now. So it'd be about 6 days to get there. But I do think it might make sense to wait a day on the south kind of tip of Sardinia there, because it looks like there might be a light wind, or the wind against us for a day. So that's what we might do. I thought it'd be good just to kind of maybe break the trip up. It's gonna be a long one. I'm looking forward to it though. It'd be good to be on the water. Hopefully I'm able to get good sleep and not too many ships and things to watch out for. But we do have to go kind of near land a few times. Sail around that kind of Carthage, like tip of near Tunisia, to tomorrow morning. We might be able to get one more weather forecast, which would be good there, get some cell signal. Still got my Tunisian SIM card. And then we'll be out of signal for a couple days probably. And that should be fine. Should be okay. Just gonna sail west after that, after we get up there. Just gonna start heading west, really. Looking forward to doing some sailing with Annalene. We'll sail to Morocco together. And then that'll be where she goes back to Norway again. And I'll continue on down the coast of Africa and then get ready for the Atlantic crossing. I'm wondering if I sail far enough south, if I can do my crossing earlier. Like if I can go below the hurricane zone, so I don't have to wait till end of November, December kind of. I'll look into that. Oh, we just hit something pretty hard. Can't see anything out here though. It's so dark. The rudder seems okay. Guess we're all right. Probably just a log. Awesome stars tonight. Looks like just one fishing boat over there, maybe. Maybe it's a lighthouse, I don't know. Yeah, we're about 15, 16 miles off the coast of Tunisia still. Just cruising through the night. Perfect conditions. Oh man, we just hit a fishing boat. Or we ran in their nets. Kind of like turned just as we were running into them. And I don't know, it was a little contact, just barely. It was crazy. There's like these two boats kind of connected together, or I don't know, yelling and stuff. Maybe, probably won't put this in the video. I was just down below. It's annoying they don't have AIS. And there's so many of them out here. This is the fishing area. All right, 6 a.m. Got out of bed and set up the whisker pole and the preventer, so we're wing on wing. Looking great. First reef in the mainsail. Cruising downwind. About 5 knots. So last night I ran into a fishing boat and it was all okay. It just, I got tangled up in the net for a second and tripped my wind vane line. I woke up and they were shot because they were like shining a laser and yelling at me, and I was just getting really close. There was like 2 boats, like a little boat and a big boat, and the big boat was like, the little one was like beside me, and the big one I was about to run into. So I got up and I turned the boat, and like I think we just barely made contact. And then the net got kind of caught on my anchor back there, and then I ran over the net, I guess, and it was fine. There's a lot of fishing boats in that one area near where I hit that guy. And I guess since they have the nets in the water, they have the right of way, but it does take two boats to have a collision, so there was plenty of people on that boat. You think they could at least slow down, speed up, or made some kind of maneuver seeing me coming. I'm a little kind of closer shore to be sleeping, but I was poking my head up every once in a while. I was surprised it kind of come up so quick. Oh, I just had to drop the main. I don't really know a good way to do it except for lying the boat a hull when you have the jib pulled out. I roll the jib in and kind of just let the boat. I guess I could motor into the wind, but that would suck. Wind vane steering again. Gusting up to the 30s in a few hours. Mainsail put away, even to the zipper. Trying to get us downwind. Everything's doing its best here. Come on, there you go. Oh no. Backwind? No, I think we're okay. Alright, good. making some chicken cordon bleus for lunch today. So I've been getting called by the Tunisian Navy for the last 15 minutes, but they don't seem to be able to hear me when I respond. So I guess we're just gonna carry on and see if they come out to us. We did 125 miles in the first 24 hours, which is great. Just zooming downwind. And I think we've got at least another maybe 12 hours of this wind, which is great, again, because we're going fast. And it's a little bit tippy though, so it wouldn't be too bad if once it does calm down, because it'd be nice to have a little bit more mellow of a ride. And we can probably still keep the speed up for a while. We're gonna go up near Sardinia, and I think I might keep going on to Mallorca. So then we'll be looking at three or 4 days more to get to Mallorca. And yeah, and I think I'll need to stop for a couple of days to wait for the wind to come back, because the wind is going to stop. Well, we'll have to see if we can get another forecast, and then that'll be too far out to really predict now. But that's the plan. Up near Sardinia. If the wind dies, we'll stop at Sardinia. If not, keep on going. Got plenty of food. Got this whole watermelon here. Forgot about that. I got covered up under that blanket. So I got a whole watermelon. I got 4 more boxes of chicken cordon bleus. Got a bunch of yogurts. I got pasta. I got pesto from when I was in Italy. Well, I got gnocchi too. Pasta when I was in Italy. I got some rice. I got a big pack of eggs right there. Tons of food. So we can just keep going as long as we want. And then if we run out, we can always start fishing. Maybe tomorrow I'll fish. I say that a lot, but you never know. We don't want to try this thing. So that's good. We are coming up on the shipping lane here. It's about 10 to 15 miles across that. Just have to pay a little bit of attention. I can see 2 ships way up in the distance. Not great visibility today, but it's good. Nice overcast weather, keeps it a little cooler. Doing pretty good out here. I solved my Navy keep calling me on the radio problem by just turning the volume down, so that solved that. I think they've been doing it for the last 2 hours. Keep my eye out. If they send anyone out here, I'll talk to them, but I don't really have another way. I guess I could pull out the handheld radio, maybe try to call them on that, but I don't really want to talk to them. This strategy's worked for me in the past. Waves are getting to about 6 feet, maybe some up to 8 or 9 feet every now and then. But I think the wind will start lighting it up, so it's probably about as big as they'll get. I think they peak in an hour or 2. And then the wind will start calming down a little bit, so it looks like around midnight I'll plan on putting the mainsail up. Because if we sail, it's starting to sail more of a beam reach and then a little bit upwind. But the wind's also supposed to lighten up, so I'm not too worried about going upwind as long as the wind lightens up around 10 knots or so, like the forecast says. We got some water inside the boat. The wind has just picked up to, it's getting to 30, now we're about 25, but the waves are getting a little steeper too. It shouldn't be too bad. I'm not sure why the boat keeps turning upwind. My autopilot sockets, I guess the little nut came off the inside. I gotta dig down and find that. Wait till it calms down. I don't want to be just having my head in that locker, these waves. Steer that way. Alright, we're out of the shipping lanes and I don't really see any more ships on AIS, so I'm gonna try to sleep for more than 10 minutes and see how that goes. It's definitely calmed down a bit out there. Put the mainsail up. We've slowed down a bit too. What are we doing now? Yeah, 3.3. We got all the sail up. Doing the best we can. Yeah, we're out of the shipping lane. 108 miles to Sardinia. Day number 3. We're overcast, really lumpy seas, and light winds this morning. Had to get up a few times to avoid the few ships last night, but other than that, it was pretty uneventful. It was a little bit more bumpy than I was hoping, upwind when the wind shifted around. But now I kind of wish we had that wind again, because now we got the bumps but not the wind. So our wind went away, but now it's came back in like 5 minutes, and it's actually pretty good now. Doing 5 knots, happy with that. Woo. Very strong, maybe 18 knots of wind right now. Okay, can live with that. And the waves actually died down a little bit during the calm section. So yeah, 78 miles to Sardinia. Still like 300 to Mallorca. Wind's dead again, but it started raining, so that's good. Maybe it'll clean off the dust off the sails. It's a little lumpy out here for the wind to die. Somehow we're still going at like 1 knot, but if it dies out completely, we'll have to put the sails down. And oh no, it's coming back again. That's the thing. It just keeps coming and going. Are we on the great course? Yep, I think we're staying on the course. Okay, so maybe it'll build up again. Gives me something to do though. Can't complain. Lunch today, more chicken cordon bleu. I'm just gonna make 2 of them today instead of 4 because I want to have room for some of that watermelon. Really good conditions this afternoon. The waves have just stretched out into like a nice rolly swell. It almost reminds me of ocean sailing. And doing 5 knots. Really happy. I could probably switch back to the wind vane. I had to switch to the autopilot because it was so the winds were so switchy, variable this morning. But now they've kind of steadied out a little bit. they're still varying a bit, but right now at least we're in the sweet spot. Probably will change in an hour, but we got 35 miles to go, so we'll probably get in around midnight tonight. Although the wind might die as we get closer, change direction, so then maybe we won't even make it to Sardinia tonight. I don't know. Right now it's good though, going good. I'm beginning to look at some potential anchorages on the south part of Sardinia, looking for some sandy spots. This app is called Navily. It's got a lot of good recommendations for anchorages, and I think it's worth a subscription if you're sailing in the Med. It's cooled off a little bit. The wind's holding up. It's supposed to die any minute now. We got 12 miles to go, so hopefully if we can hold up for 3 more hours, we'll just sail right in there. Made some gnocchi and pesto for dinner. It's really hitting the spot. Motor sailing the last mile. I come and anchor right in here. Nice and shallow sand. Hopefully not too crowded. It's the high season though. Nice sandy bottom. A few other sailboats around here. Alright, turn off the lights. Slept great this morning. Well, I had a lot of weird dreams. I think probably because we're running into the other boat maybe a little bit. I kept waking up thinking I was still sailing. But it looks like a pretty good anchorage. It's got a mystery to solve. Those batteries are dead. I don't know why that would have died. My battery monitor stopped working yesterday too. Maybe they're related. I still have that brand new battery monitor I haven't installed yet, so I could always put that in. But we gotta figure this out. And a few little repairs. Closest grocery store is like 10 miles away, so I might not be getting groceries, although the winds look light, so it would be good to restock just to be safe. What do you think about that? Well, this explains the battery monitor stopped working. This wire always keeps getting corroded off. I started by cleaning up the solar panels. There's a lot of dust on them. I suppose there was a little overcast yesterday, and I know the chart plotter uses a lot of power. A few other things. I was running the fridge, and then there's all the dust on the solar panels, and I wasn't keeping track of the battery state because of the battery monitor dying. So I guess it's feasible. I just used too much power and didn't have enough sun. I guess that passage was about 3 days, so 3 days might have done it. Although it was pretty sunny. Oh, but that's the dust in the solar panels. Well, okay, first step, I got the solar panels clean. I think the sun should come out in a couple hours, just behind the clouds there. So we can get some volts to the battery then. And I got a few other little projects to work on. Let's see, this little port came undone. Oh, I just need to screw that thing back in. Could have done that. That's one easy fix. All right, next project. So I just looked at the shunt on the new battery monitor, and I was thinking I could just replace this, but this is a little different. It has to I need to have a cable made to attach those to. I don't think I have any battery cables, darn. Oh wait, I do have these cables that I was gonna use for this. Okay, I could use that. New battery monitor shunt wired up. and seems to work. So I have to set it to 0 so we can monitor that one. This is the old one. I do like these ones. They're like less than half the price, I think, of the Victron, but I wanted to, I've used 2 or 3 of these before, so I wanted to give this one a try once this shunt finally died. And I think the only reason the shunt falls apart is because that's not a good place for my batteries, electronics, because these cockpit lockers are not really watertight and a lot of water gets in there. So I need a better solution. I think ideally I'll switch the place for my water tank, because my water tank is inside here, and it doesn't matter if the water tank gets wet. I mean, that's sealed off, hopefully. I guess I don't want salt water in the water tank, but it just has a cap on it. It should be okay. So maybe I'll make a new water tank to go out in the cockpit locker, and then I can move all my batteries and electronics in here, which will hopefully be more protected from salt water. This is like going to require a whole rewiring of the boat, I think. But it's probably due to do that anyway. I've been adding on so many things and changing things, and there's just a few pieces of original wiring. One is the wiring in here, so I need to change that because that gave up, and a few other things. So anyway, I'll try to put some plastic and tape around the new shunt so it doesn't die in the meantime before I'm able to do that project, because that'll be a bigger project. But one thing cool about this Victron thing, I just noticed, I didn't even realize it, there's a relay, those green ones option. So you can like have it at a certain voltage, turn on, open or close, and then I could connect that to another relay. And I was thinking that that would be pretty cool to, for when I leave the boat over the winter or in the water, where if I'm leaving the boat for a while, I could say if the batteries get, full, to go ahead and turn on the fans and run the dehumidifier, and then if the batteries get below a certain voltage, it could turn those off, so then it keeps the batteries at a safe state of charge. So if it needs to run the bilge pump and stuff, it can always do that. That would be kind of cool. So many options I could think of using that for. So maybe I'll build a relay and other circuits or things I can turn it on and off with that in the future. I didn't realize this thing had that feature, and that maybe that makes it worth the extra money. That, and it has the Bluetooth, so it's nice to be able to monitor that through the phone if you need to troubleshoot stuff, because it's nice to be able to have the battery voltage when you're on your phone when you're working at the front of the boat and things like that, just without having to, I don't know. It's the Bluetooth app that has been more helpful than I expected for the solar thing, so I think it'd be nice to have for the battery monitor also. I'm gonna run a few buckets of water through the bilge, hopefully clear out some of that foul smell going on down there. Thanks for watching. I decided this video was getting a little long, so I split it into 2. So the next video will be the passage the rest of the way over to Mallorca, and that's a long video also. Way more days than I expected. Very, very slow wind. So keep an eye out for that one. If you are getting some other videos and maybe want to make a contribution, I've got links for PayPal or Patreon, where you can see the videos a little early, or Venmo. Like, I don't have any tiers. It's however much you want to contribute, as little or as much. It really helps me out. My main source of revenue while I'm doing the sailing is the YouTube AdSense, and then right after that is the Patreon. That really helps out with helping to keep the boat, keep doing the repairs on the boat, and just kind of funding this whole adventure. I've tried not to do the integrated ads, at least for like the past year. I experimented a little bit with them just to kind of see how I felt about it. I know like most of y'all don't really like them, and I don't really like doing them either. It's annoying negotiating back and forth with the companies, and then like having to get approval and everything. And honestly, it's hard to kind of find products that I would believe in enough to do like an ad for. I just feel it's disingenuous when they're basically telling you what to say, and like I wouldn't use the product anyway. Like, I'm not using the Simple Greens or the BetterHelp or the I was using Surfshark, but now they're not paying enough to keep doing the ads. So I don't really have that revenue. I was charging like $2,000 for one of those ads. So like, I know that's a big portion of a lot of YouTubers, revenue, and I'd rather not do that. So like, if you enjoy having the videos without integrated ads, think about joining the Patreon. I mean, I'll support products, that I think you'd find interest in. That's what I try to do. And I don't accept money for putting them in the videos. They just kind of get the product in exchange for that. That's where I'm standing on that. If you can't, contribute, no worries. I'm not trying to pressure anybody. And I'm also trying not to like belabor the point and put it in every single video. Just wanted to kind of let y'all know that that's an option if you'd like to. But I'll see you guys next time.